everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have a new project here. We're re-landscaping the back and we want to put a little pergola up. Not little, but put up a pergola up. One, just to make a cute little accent piece for the back here, but also we have like the back neighbors, as you can see, and like this window here and their like backlight is just really annoying to look at. We can see it from inside the house, so we thought put a little pergola up. We're thinking attaching some lattice on the back, and it'll basically just give us privacy screening. Yeah, so this is gonna be a little different than the other pergola video I have, which is this one here. It's gonna be a little bit more simple, but it's also gonna have the lattice in the back, so let's get started. Okay, now I have the first post set. I have 2 bags of concrete in there. So I knew I wanted to start it here just to kind of block that window. And then according to the lumber that I got, I just measured where the other posts would go. So we have this 16 foot, this is 16 feet. That's gonna go across the 2 posts in the front, and then this is 12 feet, 14 feet. This is 14 feet lumber, 2x6, and those are gonna go this way as like the accent pieces. So I just measured out, I took into account how much of the lumber we want sticking out past the posts, this way and the other way. And I just measured where the post should go. I just made little marks with spray paint. And that's where I'm gonna dig the holes. Once I dig the holes, I'll make sure everything is squared out before I set the posts in. Okay, so I have 2 of the posts set here. And I just wanted to show you how I'm kind of figuring out where to put the next post. I'm just using this piece of lumber I have kind of as a straight edge. So I'm making sure it's square up there and laying it out and making sure the hole's in the right place, and then I'll put the post there. And I did it from there to there also. Okay, so it's a couple days later. I have all 4 posts set. They've been sitting to let the concrete cure. And my next step here, I'm gonna try to use the least amount of fancy tools as possible. So instead of using a laser level or anything, I'm basically going to base the height off of this back right post because it's the lowest one. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to take some lumber I have, lay it across to the back left post, make a line just using a level on that piece of wood, and basically just continue that around to make sure the lines are at the same exact height on each post. And then I will set the supports that are going left to right. Once those are up, then I will do the front to back stringers. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm at the back post here, and I just put 2 screws in. I measured down the width of the lumber, put 2 screws in just kind of as a support, so that when I lay it across from over there, I don't have to have anyone holding this side. Okay, so change of plans. I was originally going to use like a spare 2x6 that I had and lay it across the 2 posts and just level it out and make the lines, but it was just too heavy to do by myself. So what I ended up doing was just putting string up So this is my starting point here. Right there's my starting point. Took string, put it across to the other post, and then just used a string level. I'll show you. One of these things, and you just hang this from the, you hang that from the string. So I did that around all 4 posts. So the next step here is figuring out the angles you want. So what I did, took this scrap piece of wood, just played with some angles. You can see I drew a couple things. Just played with some angles, ended up with this one. So this is gonna be like a stencil. And then just figure out how much you want sticking out past the post. So you just kind of look at it and see what you like. I mean, this and the angle, it's all personal preference, so you just have to kind of play with it, see what you like. So we're going with this angle and 14 inches past the post. So what I have to do now is take an exact measurement of between the 2 posts, add 28 inches to that, because 14 inches on each side, that's going to be sticking out. Cut this piece of lumber to size, and then make the angular cuts, and then it will be ready to put up. Okay, so I have them all cut and measured. And I just put them where they're gonna go. I also measured in 14 inches on each one, so when we have them up there, it'll be easy to align it with the post to make sure that they're even on both sides. So I'm gonna need to get a helper and another ladder, and then I can get these up there. Just wanted to double check and make sure that my 2 sides were even, since I didn't use a laser level or anything fancy. So I just put this piece of lumber between the 2. Let's see. That's pretty good. I guess my string line and my string level work pretty well. All right, so the next step we have is measuring from here to here to see what length to cut our lumber for the top. I just measured this. I just have it up here to test. This is 14 feet, 2 by 6. And I put it up here just to test. And there's exactly 14 inches sticking out on each side. And I think we're just gonna stick with that, so I'm not gonna have to cut this down at all. The only thing I'm going to do is make the angular cut at the end, and then I have to make a notch out here. So, make a notch out here so that when I stand it up, it'll be secure on these boards. So those are the next steps. We're gonna start just inside of the posts on this side and inside the post on that side. Then we're gonna find the middle point, do that one, and then work our way out. So they're all evenly spaced. So now that I know I don't have to cut my wood down at all to length, the biggest thing is measuring the space between these two boards, because that's the notch I'm gonna have to cut out, and then getting the exact measurement of the overhang, so we make that notch cut in the exact right place. So those are some precise measurements I have to take, and then I'll draw them out on the board and make the cuts. So I just put two 2.5-inch deck screws when I was putting these up. But now I'm going to go back around and replace them with these 4-inch lag screws. It's important to replace the screws with the lag bolts before we do the measurements for the notch cuts, because as you can see, this just has the deck screws in it. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a space between the post and the board. And then on this side, I have the lag screws in, and there's no space. So if we were to measure this side that doesn't have the lag screws in yet and make the notch cuts, it's going to be the wrong measurement. So you want to make sure the lag screws are in, everything is very secure before you make the measurements for the notch cuts. You can do this right off the bat with the lag screws. I just find it easier to put the deck screws in first, because it's quick, it's easy, get everything up there, and then go back around and replace them. Okay, so I have the angle drawn out, and I have the notch drawn out. I just have this stencil so I can use it on every piece of wood and get the same angle. I'm just going to keep that as a stencil. And then here, this is 1.5 inch depth. You really can choose what you want. It's just how much is going to be sticking out on top. So how much of it you want to see, really. And I'm going to be measuring every single one from the end to here to make sure that it starts at the right place. But I have this little stencil here just for the width of the notch. So now I'm just going to cut these out and get it up here. For the ends, I'm just using a circular saw, and then for these notches, I'm using a jigsaw. I'm just going to show you how I do the notch cut. So what I'll do is go straight up here to the line, and then come back here and make a curve and cut straight across. That piece will fall out, and then I'll go back and cut this little curved part out. I'll show you. Okay, so I have the first one up there. Fits perfectly. Once I make sure it's all square and even on both sides, this is how I'm mounting them. I got these from Lowe's, and it'll just go like that. And once I stain this will all blend in, so you won't be able to see this at all. So I have the center one up now. All I did was measure from there to there, cut that in half. That's this mark here. And then I'm gonna put this board right in the center of that. So it fits right there. Same thing on that side. So now what I have to do is calculate the space in between these, divide them by the number of boards I want to put up, and calculate how far apart each board is going to be. It's a lot of math, which I really don't like, so it's going to take me a while to get it right. But again, this is not like, we're not building a spaceship here. So you really could just get some boards up here, move them around till they look good if you don't want to make like precise calculations. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I have them all up. Looks awesome. I like the spacing because you could look up and see all the trees. So, I mean, that's how you have to decide. Just kind of look at it, see what you like. So now I have these 3 pieces of lattice, and we're gonna hang them up and down, so long ways across the back here. And then I'm gonna put, I don't know, 2x4 across where they end, just to keep them secure. So that's the next step, and then we're done. Okay, so I have the lattice up. All I did was attach it to the back, and then I put a 1x4 across here to attach the bottoms. These are 4x8 pieces of lattice, so 4 feet across, 8 feet up, and they fit perfectly. I didn't need to cut any, because I know cutting lattice is difficult, so it's perfect. They fit perfectly. Okay, so here's the finished product. I might put some pieces of trim here, kind of frame it out a little bit, and then I'll stain it also, probably the same color as the fence. And another project complete. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.